Hey everybody, here I am today. I'm bringing you a video for Lasting Memories Design Team. This week, oh look, I'm going to do a photo of these two cuties. Today's Mother's Day and they made me a mother, so how appropriate. This week our challenge is to use triangles on your layout. So that's what I'm getting ready to do here. I just cut down some white cardstock and now I'm going to gesso it up with my new Vicki Boutin tool here. That I picked up at Tuesday morning. That was cool. So I've gessoed the whole page. Just kind of left it streaky and there's going to be some texture to it. And I'm drawing it with my heat tool because I'm impatient. And now I'm going to use these Recollections watercolor crayons on the page. I'm trying to match some of the colors that are there in that triangle paper that I'm using. And the color of my photo has some blues and greens in it. So I think it'll look really good. So what I do here on dry gesso, I just color some blobs, and it doesn't look like much right now, but then you add water because they're watercolor crayons, and it turns out really fun. So I try not to get too mixy with the colors, so I do one color at a time, and then I wash my brush in between the colors. But they do mix because I run them together, and I end up liking how it looks anyway, but you could avoid mixing by cleaning your brush really well after time and cleaning up your drips with a paper towel as well. So that's what I'm doing here. It's actually a baby wipe, but when it's getting more mixed than I want it to, I'll clean it up, or if I have more drips. And I needed some more blue, so I added a little bit more blue in there. So it just gives a really nice watercolor background effect, and they are also very shimmery, which is nice. So here I am drying them off. And we're done with that little bit. Oh, now we have to add some splatter, of course. So I pull out my yellow Heidi Swapp Shine, which rumors have it that they're being discontinued. So grab all the bottles of Shine while you can. And then I will dry those because I'm going to add some blue as well. And again, I don't want the colors to mix. So now I'm going through and adding in my blue splatter. And just tap it. There you go. And there's the final product. So here I had already cut a file that I created on my Cricut, and I'm doing the tedious process of pulling all the paper off. It's a geometric triangle cut file. I just put them over one another and welded them together in the design studio. So there, I finally got it off. And I kind of like the look on the paper there. So now we're going to start assembling the layout here. So I bring in my triangle paper and my mixed media, and there's my cut file. And I need another paper there in between the two, I feel like. So I pull out this ledger paper from a Heidi Swapp paper pad. Sorry, I don't know the name. And I like just the blue that it has in there, and then also the pink. So it's kind of drawing the two separate pages together. And think about how I'm going to layer them together on the layout. And now I'm looking for things to put behind my photo, and I think tissue paper, and then I'm like, nah. So what I end up doing here is I get some textured cardstock. It's actually the back side of a pattern paper, and I'm going to run it through my embosser. So when I want some texture but I don't have the right tissue paper or anything, that's what I tend to do is I emboss it, and it makes it stand up a lot. So there I embossed it with lines, and then I tore the edges. So here I'm going to start adhering the background paper down to my base paper, which is going to be that yellow striped paper. And it's a little crinkly because it's mixed media, but I like that. I like, again, the texture that it adds. And then I stick down that strip, and then I realized that the triangle paper is too thick. So I cut it down, and now I have another strip to use for another page, right? So don't be afraid to use pink on a boy page, right? My kid likes pink, so it's not a problem. He does now anyway. We'll see in a few years. So I've been hoarding this paper from Studio Calico. It's from one of their old kits, and I just loved it. So there I'm going to put my Nuvo glue drops on the back of my cut file, and I won't make you watch all of that because it takes forever. And then I just stick it down on top of the mixed media page. And I've already put all my layers behind my photo, and now I'm going to build my title. So I got this from a Vance Joy song. We just went to a concert the other night, and his lyrics are so beautiful. So most of them are romantic, but I felt like they could really translate well to this page. My kids always get told what beautiful eyes they have. So I chose this little line from, it says, "I see your soul shine through your eyes." So I cut the word shine with my new alpha die cuts from Concord and Ninth. I'm obsessed with them, obsessed. They're so wonderful. And then again, I use my Nuvo glue to glue it down. That Nuvo glue, it's really holds well. I like it a lot. And then I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, so I just did some journaling strips for the rest of for the small words of the title. So I typed them up on my typewriter and then cut them out in little strips. And I'm sorry if there's background noise. These two little boys are dancing to the Trolls soundtrack downstairs. So there we are, gluing down the rest of the title. And not time for embellishment, right? So I think I'm going to use that tassel, and then I'm like, nope, the blue doesn't work. So I pull out just random bits that I think match and pile them all up on my desk. I don't end up using all of this, but the colors just work really well with a lot of those Illustrated Faith embellishments. That warehouse box is paying off. Oh, I've had those things in my stash from Tuesday Morning forever, but it just worked so perfectly with the colors and the sentiment. They are quite wild. And I don't want that green heart. So I'm like, well, maybe let's bring some blue down. And there we have blue. So now we have a cluster of blue, green, yellow. And then up at the top, I'm going to add a little label cluster with a heart. And then I end up going back in and adding a stamp. Yep, there they are. And I think that is about it. So I'm going to give you a little look at the page up close and personal, and there's some photos at the end. I hope you'll play along with our triangle challenge over at Lasting Memories, and thank you for watching. Y'all have a great day. Happy Mother's Day.